Wow, we had a big one last night, didn't we? I didn't even realize we were on here 7 hours. 7 hours talking about the Lord and some of everything, really. But exciting it was. Welcome to the Rapture Saints Assembly. That's what we call ourselves. Keep our Bible handy and any questions that come up, we will answer. But I'm just glad to see everybody getting here. We've had such a great show, and it's almost like a rapture revival, isn't it? I mean, literally last night we had over 5,000 people come in throughout the night, which was absolutely awesome. Guys, today I did a video early, and it took probably about 4 hours for it to load. I don't know what was going on. It was a 10-minute video. So that's why it came on late, but I did it earlier. And I have a story to tell y'all about today. I have a new story. It's a miraculous story. How about that? And God is good. I tell you, He is good. I was going to wait for maybe just a few more people to come in. I don't know who's in here because I can't see anybody's. When you say something, I guess I know who it is. But thus far, I see 6 people in and 3 likes. And, you know, here we go, 8. I'm going to tell my little story here in just a second about today and the miraculous things that just God does. What's up, sinners and servants? Glad you're here. Well, yeah, should I just say fellow Rapture Saint, right? Brian, there we go, another fellow Rapture Saint. Guys, I'm excited. I'm excited. I got something that happened to me today that could only be God. Could only be God. If you're looking for some confirmations, and really, I wouldn't call it a confirmation. It's just a direct hit. Um, I guess I'll go ahead and tell it, and then there's more come in. Maybe I'll tell it again. You ready to hear it? Make sure everybody gives me a like up there. I'm just kidding. You don't have to if you don't want to. But listen, today I told you I had to go to court for a ticket, right? I said that yesterday. I got a ticket hauling a trailer for a guy that, I needed $50. It was just 15 miles down the road, and I, I just needed the money. Don't have a whole lot, so I did it. And he suggested I would go this certain way, and I didn't want to go that way. If I had went the way I had said in the beginning, I would have never have been pulled over. It was not very far. But anyway, I went. I got the ticket, so I go today. Before I left to go to court, I did the video, right? And so I get a message from the landowner, and the landowner sends me a nasty message, about uh, giving him some money. So, and it was kind of like a pay or get out type message. So I had that on my mind, and here I am headed to court. Nothing. You're out of money on that. But I was going to go beg mercy from the judge, and tell him my situation. So I walk in with my staff because of my leg, and I sit down, sitting up front. There's only like 8 or 9 people in the whole court. And the judge walks in and he says, "Nice staff." Instantly he mentioned something about my staff. And he said, "I like your beard too." The judge says this. Now he goes and sits down, and I wouldn't expect. I was the first person called up. So I go stand before the judge. He asked me, how do you plead? And I said, "Look, there's no way I can't plead. I'm. It happened, and there's nothing I can say." I said, but Judge, I know you've got to give me something. I said, but I told him, I said, I'm in the worst shape I've ever been in my life. I said, I just received a message, dirty message, saying that in just a few days I may not even have a place to live. I said I've had 5 surgeries, uh, waiting on disability that I've never gotten, and I'm in that situation, and uh, I was hungry, and $50 sounded good right then. So he says, he looks and he says, well, I tell you what, I'm gonna drop this one, and this other one I'm gonna charge you. Oh, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I I don't even know. Thank you so much. You're gonna make me cry. Hey, I've already cried once today because this story is a crying story. Okay, but anyway, so I thanked him. He was merciful, right? So I walk out of the court and I've got the piece of paper and I go up to the lady. Thank you so much, sinners and saints. You just don't even know. I mean, but anyway, so I go up there and I'm turning my paper in to the lady, and but I asked the judge before I left. I said, "Can I be on a payment plan? $100." He's like, "Well, how about 50 a month?" I said, "Well, can I give less than that and build it up?" And he said, "Well, talk to the woman out front, and we can work something out with you, okay?" So I said, "Thank you for being merciful," and I'll go out there and I hand the lady the paper. While I'm standing there talking to the lady and handing her the paper, some man walks out of the court. I never saw his face. He threw $200 on the counter and walked straight back in the court. So he paid my ticket and the land payment I was behind. I walked out of court with nothing, and I, I and even now, look at this. I mean, it's nothing but God. God's just working. And I was on here 7 hours last night, and I was thinking this morning, I was like, Lord, you know, I don't ask for anything, but you know what I need, you know? And he wowed me. Is that not a wow story? And thank you so much, sinners. You just don't even know. I mean, but I'm not trying to. I never tell these stories because I don't want anybody to think anything, less of me. But uh, you know, uh, that was a wild story. Did you get to hear it? Did you hear the story? Uh, I like calling you Dishpan. That's easier for me, and it sounds cool. But did you hear what happened? And I just, I walked out of there telling my wife, and she was like, I was outside praying. I was inside praying. You know, please let the judge find mercy. Because I know they usually, but he instantly just started talking to me walking into the court. And when I got up there, he said, "Where do you live?" And I told him. He said, "Well, I'm from there." He said, most of my family's buried in the cemetery there." I said, I pass by there all the time. And he he found mercy, and then somebody else come out and blessed me. So it could only be God, right? God is good. Yeah, that that 7 hours last night, God rewarded. You know what I mean? Like it's just the way it is. It's never the way you. It's never the path you might think it might be. It's it. He comes to you in all ways. Well, guys, I've been today. The video it went out late, so it's not getting watched near as much as the previous one. But we had over 5,000 people in here last night. Over time, like 4,900 people came in to the live at some point, and we kept about 30 or 30 something, maybe between 20 and 30. But we're growing, you know, and that's exciting. But I just want to tell y'all my little story. But Anyway, here he is. We're at day three of the candle lighting, and what's about Genghis miracle? I don't understand. I don't speak that language. You'll have to help me out. You'll have to help me out. Servants, thank you. I have to say it again. Um, you know, I, I love you. Thank you so much. I love all of you guys. And I tell you what, they it kills them that we're so excited, and that we remain excited for what's about to happen. See, the convergence hasn't happened yet, guys. These things haven't pulled together yet because they're not to pull together till the last of the equinox. Now, we have a lot of people saying a lot of different things. Yeah, it does, huh? Oh, okay, I got you, buddy. That's it. That's easy as pie. Just let me know when they need to be raptured, okay? But anyway, so uh, that was amazing stories. Anybody got something that happened to them today? How's your dad? Did he go to the doctor today? Hey, Faith. We're just waiting on a few more to get in here before we really get wrapped up and started. Because I tell you what, we a lot's going on, and we can sit here and talk about I enjoy looking at every aspect of this world and going, how can we sit here and look at this world and say that there's more time left? I mean, look at the world. How can anybody love this or still think this is going to make it? You know, I don't know. I don't know the convergence or the I don't know about all of these things. I don't, not every answer. It's just like the rapture. The rapture is whatever it's going to be. It's not, it may not be what we are all, obviously, every time that everybody's looking for a certain thing to happen, God's going to surprise us, right? Midnight, what's up, Lisa? We got all the good ones in here today. See, hallelujah. See, I told you your dad was going to be okay, buddy. It's just they got to make them do right. Hey, I checked my sugar earlier. You don't believe what it was at. Hadn't been this low in a long time. But I mean, I think I accidentally took too much insulin this morning. But I was at 109. It's not too bad, right? Not too bad, you know. But like God is good. God is good. I tell you. At least I was just telling the story. I'll tell it one more time because I'll tell it. I can tell it fast, and it was a great story. But I I got a ticket for helping a guy out. Just to make $50 because I needed the money. And today, before I left I had to go to court for a ticket. I don't know. Did you hear this story, Lisa? I was, uh, I was like I say, I was waiting for a few people to get in here before I told it. Maybe I'll just wait and tell it. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so I had to go to court today for a ticket for helping a guy out because I just was trying to make $50. And the trailer he sent me with, the tire popped on it, and I got pulled over and got some tickets. And the guy, they weren't gonna help me out at all. Like, and they're supposed to be good Christian people, but you know. So anyway, I today right before I left, I got a message from the landowner that was pretty nasty, telling me that I he basically pay or get out, that type of deal, and we don't even owe him that much money. He's just being rude like that. So anyway, then I go to court. When I'm in court, the judge comes in and instantly says I was carrying a staff, and I got to show you guys my staff. Okay, I'll go get it in just a second because he said he liked my staff, and then he said he liked my beard. He sits down. I'm the first person called up. I told him, look, man, I'm having hardships, uh, money in every areas, and uh, I, I just received a message. I may not even have a place to live in 15 days. I said, I needed the money for food, it was $50. And I told him that. And I said, that if you've ever shown mercy, I need it, Your Honor. I need it bad. Well, anyway, so he drops one and he gives me a ticket of $100. And I thanked him for being merciful. I said, can I pay it over time? And he said, $50 a month. I said, well, can I pay a little less than that and build it up? He said, well, talk to the lady out front. So I walk out there with the paper, talk to the lady out front. And while I'm standing there, he was a large man, comes out, throws $200 on the counter. I never even saw his face. He walked back into the court. He not only paid my ticket, but he paid the land that I was behind. And I walked out of court. The problems I had when I walked in there, I didn't have anymore when I walked out. God's good, isn't he? I was praying while I was in there, and my wife was praying out in the truck while I was in there, and literally, God did a miraculous thing right there. I never even saw. Didn't know. I wouldn't have known who to say thank you to. Do you see what I'm saying? All right, Ryan. We'll just call you Ryan. I like your little nicknames too, though. I mean, and then, like I say, I had another blessing on here, uh, uh, and that's just telling you. I mean, God's been good. I was on here 7 hours last night, so my voice may not be all that. I noticed in the video earlier I sound a bit scratchy, but my video, for some reason, that 7 hour live went on real fast, and the video, 10-minute video I tried to put on from this morning, didn't load till about 4 o'clock this evening. So I don't know how it's going to be seen, or how it'll be taken or whatever. But just know if you listen to it, then my voice is a little scratchy. But I'm excited about this. Look, the third candle lighting, and look what happened for me today. Is it a sign? Is God looking out? Guys, and then I can't, servants and saints. Sweetheart, thank you. That was sweet. Uh, Thank you so much. I do better when I just get on there and talk. When I try to prepare something, it never goes well. Like it seems like I don't get it, but I can just get on there and just randomly talk about things I think about. And which is always this. That's why 7 hours is nothing for me. My wife got on to me. She's like, "You do have a wife, you know." So tonight I made sure I stayed in there, ate dinner before I come out here, and I told her I would try to keep them at least 2.5, maybe 3 hours long at the most. Only because I don't want to wear you guys out, and I don't want to be wore out because I was quite tired when I got up. Hadn't been quite myself. Uh, what it boils down to is I just got to pay the merchant account, and then my stuff goes back right. Whatever. I just didn't. It takes time to gather up that money that. You know what I'm saying. I mean, It takes time, you know. We mail things out, but the mailing system is so horrible right now that I mean we've got things sitting that've been sitting for weeks in one spot and mailed something out the same day that went close by and it went to them, and it'll be the $7 item that we get we charge $7. We got that one, but the one that sits there for 55 don't make it, you know, and it's the USPS system. I don't know. It's just they're not doing their job. But no, all it is I just need to pay the Google merchant account, I haven't yet. I just haven't had it. You know, hadn't had the. It'll come. It'll come. That's right. This rapture is an invite. It is definitely an invite. People want to say more than let it look. We know Christians aren't going. We know some Christians. If you know that part, then you know they didn't accept the invite. It's literally like that. If you love this world, that's what I'm saying. There's a bubble people are in, and it's a bubble of their own little world where nothing has affected them yet. You know, yeah, prices have gotten higher for them, but their jobs are decent. You know, whatever. It doesn't bother them like it does us. And really not even just us, but I mean but we're in our own, I guess, say bubble, but we can see what's coming close to the bubble, and it's no longer going to be like this soon. It's going to affect everyone, every everyone. And when I was talking about, like, when you hear these Nigerian Christians being killed, for a Christian that should eat you up. They're over there killing our fellow brothers and sisters. It makes me want to get a vigilante group and go over there and just, save them. But I know it's coming to a neighborhood near us. I mean, that's the truth. And, sitting here, thinking that everything's going to remain the same all around us, it's not true. It's not true. I mean, in the school over here, in the schools, that if a child says, I'm a cat, they got kitty litter in the classrooms. That's here in Arkansas. It's already implemented these stupid things. I mean, uh, look, if they're a cat, take them to the vet, take them to the pound, not to the classroom. You know, sorry, but it's so ludicrous that you have to know that we're at the end. We're at the end of this. The road of normalness is not there anymore. It's upside down world. That's what we call it, upside down world. I mean, and what you see happen in other countries, that's just a mirror of what's going to happen here in Europe. To work, you have to have an ID, and that type of ID. Where do you have to have it? It's going to be implemented in your skin. It's just the way it is. In Europe, they're already doing this. Europe is just a pattern of what happens here. They're going to say it's working, so they're going to try it. It's soon. That's the reset. That's the reset of this world. We've look just a short period of time ago when Kim Clement was prophesying back when about Trump and stuff. He didn't even know that there wasn't even crypto then. Crypto comes about, and suddenly it's the new currency. That's the beast currency we've heard about, right? Where they can suck up the wealth in a single day. Everybody will have everything on there, and then suddenly nobody will have anything except the rich and the elite. There's your money beast system. It's going to a cashless society soon. Soon. All they got to do is have everybody where they don't want to touch the money. You don't want to touch the money because what? You don't want to catch whatever it is. So to get away from that, we'll just go cashless. And then everything else comes so fast that it's unbelievable. You know, I talked AI being your hugest indicator. My neighbor showed me the driver's license. It has a black star on it, a digital ID. He had said, "Look, I had to have that ID to fly 5 years ago in Montana. If that's what they're talking about, the little star on it to be able to fly. But these people can't have it to work. They can't have it to shop. That is a setup right there. We know that the whole point of it is you can't buy, sell, or trade without it. Right? Is that not true? When these guys say this happened in 70 AD, what does that have to do with buy, sell, and trade in the end? Nothing. So don't listen to them. It's foolish. If that's where they're at with it, it may mirror it, right? But it's not it. It can't be because these are the last days and we can still buy, sell, and trade. Yeah, they're gonna take it. What they're gonna do is, and it's already started. Really, is that somehow they're gonna try to tie all the religions in together, all of them in together as one religion, or government will be your religion. It's and if you don't accept it, it's coming soon. I don't know exactly. Maybe they're going to try to take all of it and put Jesus at the top of it. For me, if Jesus is the only way, the door, and any of those who accept that accept Jesus. So I don't know how that's going to work. So unless they try to say Jesus was just a prophet, just like the others, that's the way they're going to do it. Allah will Allah will be the one, right? That's the evil one in the end. The Allah, the Islam belief. Jesus is the only way. The only way. He is the door. No man shall enter except through this door. And if they do get in another way, they will be thrown out where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. There, obviously, he alludes to some will go under the gate, some will try to come over it, but they will be noticed because they won't have the right clothes on. They won't be clothed with the blood of Jesus Christ. They won't. That's right. And you sit up and think, wrath. Let's look at wrath. There's no story in there that wrath was awarded for any of the stories that were told. I just don't know where a pre-rapture comes from. I mean, I, I don't know where they get it from. I mean, it's almost as ludicrous as saying like, no right. But I've heard the theory now. I've heard this theory, and it's just a theory because I don't know what to be. I haven't listen. I'm not saying people are wrong. I'm saying that God hasn't opened it up to me yet, meaning that door hasn't opened for me. The door is open for me for the rapture, but the door for a mid rapture has not opened. I do not see it. If the door opens, I'll definitely walk through the door. Jesus is not just a prophet. He is the exact representation of the Father on earth. The exact look, you see me in this mirror? You see me? I'm in this mirror. Okay? This is the Father. That is the Son. The exact image, the exact mirror of the Father. And all that comes from the Father comes from the Son. That is the best way I can tell you. Okay? He was the exact representation of God here on earth. And uh, that is the best way I can tell you. So I tried to use it by the phone the other day. Okay, but I'm the only one that can, I guess I can see my picture. But yeah, if I was God, this is what's in the mirror. That's Jesus. Okay, that's that's the he was the exact resemblance, exact of the Father. Born of a woman and lived as a man, but never was without the Father. Never was from baby on. So he was never a sinner. You know, we know what sinner means. It means without the Father. You can have no relationship with the Father as a sinner. That's why sins are all the same. They still add up to no relationship with the Father. When Jesus died for us, he died for our sins so that we would no longer have them. So that if you have a relationship with the Father, it's a relationship. Do you always get along with your Father? Do you always that believe what you talk to him like we're talking right now? You remember like I talk with my wife. That's a relationship. Do we always get along? No. Do we always agree on everything? No. But we have a relationship. And that's the same one I have with the Father. Um, well, the thing is about I read the book of Enoch, and there's different levels of heaven, and some of those are different levels of hell, basically. Uh, Now, judgment in the end, without Jesus Christ, they're going into the lake of fire, and that's just all there is to it. There be no more. Hell is a holding place. And yes, if you don't accept Jesus, I don't, it's pretty clear in there. It's pretty clear in there. Jesus said it. All who does not accept the Son does not accept the Father. And if there's only one Father and you don't accept his Son, where do you think you go? Some special other place? Tells you where they go. Where the worm dieth not. Now, is it people got their ideas of hell as them being on fire. The lake of fire is being on fire. Hell, though, I believe is going to be different for everyone. I mean, like some people's hell. Imagine being stuck in the same horrible incident over and over and over and over, one that you wouldn't want to relive. Wouldn't that be hell for you? You follow what I'm saying? Uh, the worst thing that you can think of that you wouldn't want to be in or stuck in, being in the loop of it. That would be a certain hell, right? So, do I think Jesus was on fire when he went to hell? No. And he preached others out of hell. So, hell's a holding place. It's not a flamey place. But you're in there with critters that you don't want to be with. Okay. And everybody's personal hell may be different. I mean, I'm just giving ideas here. I mean, I don't think about hell, so I don't. It's not part of my plan. So uh, I I just know this. I know that if you don't accept Jesus, you're not going to be there, right? Where Jesus is, where the Father is, because if He's the door and you don't walk through that door, then you're on the other side of the door. Make sense, guys? Here we got 18 people in here, and I'm very glad to have you. Thank you. Welcome to the Rapture Saints Assembly. We have a blessed time in here, don't we? Anybody else have anything awesome happen to them today? I know Ryan, his dad's doing better. That's great, and I'm happy for him, and very thankful. You know, servants and saints, are you still in here with us? You didn't leave me, did you? That is the scariest verse in the Bible. Depart from me, I never knew you. Here's one thing I can say about Jesus. He and I have spoken. He showed me things. So he may not like me, but he can never tell me I never knew you. You know, but I think he likes me. But what I'm saying there's no way he can never tell me that. And any of you that have had experiences with him, you know that there's no way he could ever tell you I didn't know you. Yeah, well, you know what? There's been a lot of people that had them near death experiences and went to hell. I remember hearing about a guy who went to hell, and when he woke up from it, he came back. His feet were smoking. His feet were actually charred in the bed at the hospital. He wasn't there for a burn. That's awesome. That's awesome. I am very look. See, blessings are happening throughout the week, and I think they're going to keep happening. Um, you know, I'm blessed right here. I love these lives. I enjoy them. 7 hours last night. I couldn't believe it because the numbers up there were full of me. I thought I was on here for about 4 hours, and I was like, that's a long time. Got off and it was 7 hours. I can't expect anybody to watch a 7 hour live, but you know, we had such a good time in here. They might have, you know. Uh, Brian, I need to read these out loud too. Okay. Lisa says, which is midnight, I have read some horrific comments of what a person said Jesus showed them about hell and where his brother was. And it was horrifying what demons were doing in his brother to his brother that passed. I believe it. Okay. And people had to. Brian says, yes, great success in the surgery. Thanks. Thinking about that staff. Yeah. Uh, oh, let me go. Y'all want to see my staff? I'll go get it. Okay. It'll take me 2 seconds. I got to get it out of the truck. I'll be right back. About fell out of here. Here's the staff. And if you look at it, got different things in it. Christ. Keep going. What else is on here? Yahweh. Yeshua. Joshua. Who's that? My wife's name, Rachel. Moses. I think we have another one on here somewhere. Elijah. And this is the staff I carry. And so it's about like that. And the first thing the judge said when he walked in was, I love that staff. And this is how it is. And it's not bought. It was made, obviously, out of a piece of hickory. No, I don't even know what this is, really. But yeah. And that was the first compliment. And then he said, I love the beard. And then from there, I could just feel Jesus in the courtroom, You could just feel the presence of Jesus or the angels or somebody in there, just like I feel it right now. Okay, I just feel that when you're filled with the Holy Spirit and you're overflowing, things happen. See, God's always taking care of us, right? Has He not? I mean, think about it. The things you were worried about yesterday, today are different. Did we do anything different? Well, we did. We stayed online talking about Jesus for 7 hours last night. And Ryan, I know you wanted to be on here. I knew you were having technical difficulties with the rain and or the bad weather you guys were having, and then you were dealing with your dad. And look at it, your dad's doing better, and the storm has passed. Right here, I was worried about going to court. I don't like court. I don't like being involved in anything to do with court. So it bothered me because I'm like, here we go, and I don't even have to go back. Kayla Freebird says, found out today that the article written about my artwork might be edited because they had took out the word God and innermost being out of the text I originally wrote about my art. Okay, so uh, is it going to be published? Let me explain something to you. The word God, that is a title, it is not the name. So don't be so upset about it, that they take the title out, because they can't take God out of anything, no matter how hard they try. It's just like, I'll give you an example. Here's your perfect example. They took prayer out of schools, right? Can't pray at school, right? Christians can't pray. How is that possible? It's impossible. I'm praying right now. Can you stop me? It's impossible to take prayer out of school. Praying in the Spirit is the best way to do it. And if you pray in the Spirit, nobody ever knows what you're doing. It's ludicrous. It's just a look over here at this shiny thing, because that prayer out loud, those are just words for people anyway. Because the true prayer is in the Spirit, and the Spirit is when you don't move your mouth. Your spirit is in here. This is praying in the Spirit. When you say your name, I say my name, it sounds like me. Well, that voice in there that sounds like me is me praying in the Spirit. Well, let's think about it. Is there a way you can change the word where it still says the same thing? Would Most High bother them? You know, you got to think about it. If you could change the word but it's still saying the same thing, maybe they'll still edit it. Let's see what I missed. Who said something? Okay, so because I don't see Piker, you know somebody's name in here I don't. Well, look, our Bible, it says God all through it. They took out the name of God and put God. Just a title, just like saying mom, God. When you say the word Jesus, that's not a title, that's his name, right? Or Yeshua, that's not a title. If you say Messiah, that's a title, the Messiah, right? But there's only one Messiah, so I guess that could only be his title. But what they do is they take God, and it's just a title, and it would be better if you could put Yahweh in there or, you know, Yeshua. But they'd truly get offended by that. They've already took that out. And they took it out of our Bibles as well. I think throughout our Bibles it used to say Jehovah. Jehovah, 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 all through it, where it would say God, it would say Jehovah. Hey Donna, welcome. Hey, look, guys. I know we do, but we got to talk about this rapture because I did you like the little funny video I put on there with the guy singing the Christmas rapture? I just loved that. I thought you guys would like it. Um, I tell you, there's also this guy. They call him Ebo Noah, who has built 8 arcs. It's 8. I thought it was 6. 8 arcs, saying that some he's looking for a flood around the Christmas, September 25th, and I would say probably more like tsunami type flood. You know what I'm saying? But because that he's not going to flood the earth again. When he destroys it next time, it'll be by fire. By fire, and it's going to be a consuming fire. I tell you that SUN. Some of us know about the SON. They have a lot of the same characteristics. And when that SUN touches this earth, I don't know how, I don't think by some super, super, supercharged flare and burns this earth like a crisp, it's going to be like Jesus stepping foot on earth, right? Yeah, I'm tired. Everybody's tired. We're all weary of it. I'm tired of the way this world's going. I'm just am. I mean, does not get better. Every day it's something. Look, today, look, it was a shooting at a school. Next day it was a shooting at the lighting. Now, today, all over the news is how Ron Weiner and his wife, his son, killed him in their sleep. The guy that makes all the movies, the one on Archie, Meathead. They killed him. I mean, and what's tomorrow? It's just nonstop, nonstop, and that's just what we do see. That's just what we do see. Do we think the world's getting better? No, no. And then you let the lights go out, and the normal people will start acting crazy. It's we're headed that direction. not us. That's why when we see all these things, we know the Lord's coming, right? And we can't. When we, if it makes you sick in your stomach, it's because it makes him sick into his stomach. The things that uh, these people that think that a little white lie is the same thing as molesting a child to God, it's not. God knows the difference. God's smarter than we are, and he's pissed off about it. I'm here to tell you. He's not going to take it no more. He's not going to take it anymore. What's up, Ted Garcia? Says hypocrite. Is that your only word? Who are you talking to? Indicators, they're all here. We see it all. Whether it be within the people, the way the earth is acting, the way the sun is acting, what's coming in our solar system, uh, world events, politics. Every one of our politicians are millionaires leading up to billionaires. That's not the way the system is supposed to be. It is not it. The only way to fix what's gone on this far is to go and remove everybody out of the Senate that's there and strip them of their money and make them disappear and start all over again. And you should not be able to have but a certain amount of money in your bank to even be in there. Okay, they're getting paid too much. They don't work enough, and they don't get anything done unless it's something in the wrong way. They somehow get all that done, you know. But when I saw women on TV saying, and they were mostly blue haired women, but they were saying stuff like they're going to go get pregnant just so that they can have an abortion. Because I was, I just don't even, what can you say to that other than that is an exact demon? That person is a demon. They are the Nephilim. The Nephilim has come through the system too, and we see the Nephilim all the time. Okay, they're not like us. They are not from the same place we are. They're just not. That is absolute pure evil, and that's when and they got people that back them. I mean, these people get together. They get together and protest together, or that's what you call it. It's really like protest anymore is rioting. Everybody riots. You know, they do things like go sit in the middle of interstates and make it where you can't get to work. And I just see these things and think, my God, why do they let it go on? Just arrest every one of them, get them off the streets. The Nephilim are here. They're definitely here. Just with these things that you're seeing are not people like us. They're not people from their mental problems. No, they're evil. They're straight evil. That's the mental problem. Put that out of it. That's just what you call it if you're not spiritual. The spiritual know that these people are evil and something's taking them over. The demon. When you can set a woman on fire while she's asleep on a bus and kill her, that is pure evil. Pure evil. And I don't want to keep on about the bad things that we see, but it's just an indicator to show you that Jesus is around the corner. If you can't see it by just that, I don't know what else to say to these people. And that just goes along with everything else that we're seeing in the skies and in the solar system. And we're supposed to be looking for all these signs, and they're all here. And what's different about the last day of the equinox, Hanukkah, 77 years, 7 months, 7 days, and Three Eye Atlas is that's a convergence while all of these things are happening. So why wouldn't we look for Jesus? He's coming, guys. We feel it in our spirits. We feel it in our spirits. Do we not? We can't get it sickens us. And because it sickens us, but we're here to witness this. We're here to witness how bad humanity can be. But not all these people that look like humans are. They're filled with evil spirits. I believe the Gulf is empty and now it's being filled with Nephilim. Or it's emptied at times and Nephilims come through. Yeah, and you know what? When we see all these bad things and we see this, look up because your time is nigh. All these things will come together. We see all the antichrists. We see saints being killed. Oh, Nigeria, that's not the only place it's happening. And it's happening here when they walk into a church and shoot it up. They're killing saints. So look, the saint thing has already begun. I mean, and it's been going on for years, but now it's coming here. Can't get together and enjoy yourselves at church and able without some having a police officer present and people watching. That's sick. It's sick. And these Jewish people that get together and they're doing their thing, they're being peaceful. They're being peaceful with what they're doing, and it's being they're it's being attacked. And I says I went to the grocery store a month to get store a month, go to get things, and the cashier who watched the self checkout, she was an evil demon. I called on Jesus and I stay home. Now you saw it, huh? Sometimes you can see them. You can definitely see them. Yeah, it's coming to your city. It's coming to a town near you. What you're seeing is coming to a town near you. And I remember when I was in school, they left the doors open everywhere. The highest person in there was the principal. You know, every once in a while there might be some kind of fight where they call the police to go. But there wasn't an active police officer in every school with every door locked. Is that that's new to me? I mean, it didn't happen until I got out of school. Her name was Lucy. And what made you see that she was a demon? How did that come about? King James, thumbs up, pieces. Brian says it's coming to your city. Guys, it's can't I can't stay here with this any longer. I can't stand it. Thing like today made me feel better. You get little dreams. And anybody that didn't hear the story, let me tell you my story real quick. Today I had to go to court for a ticket that I was just trying to help somebody out and got. I went in there and the judge saw mercy and only charged me $100. I asked him, could I pay overtime? And he said, yeah. But anyway, so I go out and I get in the window to pay. And some guy walked out of the court and threw $200 in the window and paid for my ticket and the land payment. Land guy that was bothering me about my payment. I literally like a blessing while I went to court. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I'm ready to go. There's nothing here that excites me anymore at all. Yep. We all agree that we're tired of it. And Jesus knows we're tired of it. And we've reached that breaking point, have we not? It's really at a breaking point. It's really at a breaking point. It's before starting to lash out and tell these people exactly what I want to tell them. And that is that I don't care what you wear, you're a man if you're a man. I don't care if you smash your boobs together, you're still a woman. I don't care if you go have some installed, you're still a man. And I'm not going to call you anything but what your gender is, unless you fool me. You better be good at it. You know, um, I can't listen to somebody say they're a Christian and they believe in abortion. Those two don't go together. That's not that they don't mix. It's like trying to mix oil and water. Doesn't work out. There's no way you can, they don't go together. I know that there are some cases that these things have to happen because of medical reasons or what have you. So I'm not totally like, but I don't call that abortion. I call that an accidental thing that happens. That is a medical procedure, not not cosmetics. Oh, let's go to the grocery store and have an abortion today. How about that? Let's go get some milk and an abortion. I think I'll go work out, tan, and get an abortion. That's about how it's become, guys. You know, I can't put up with this. I can't put up with this any longer. Call things what they are. Uh, if I watch UFC and a transgender man beats on a woman, my day that was called assault and battery. You know, that man should go to jail. Okay, it's not right. It's unfair. Men have a definite advantage over women. A small man is stronger than a large woman. By not all of them, but I'm just saying, but we're built different. And a man has no place putting his hands on a woman. Okay, and women don't have no place putting their hands on a man either. But we know that we're stronger, and we got away. We can get away if we need to. You know, that's the deal. It's not right. You know, in most cases, it's not right. What else isn't right? What else isn't right? You know, that I can say, I mean, that I could say I'm a cat and I'm a cat. Meow, meow, get me a kitty litter. What? I identify as a cat. Well, I identify as whatever it is that gets me out of trouble. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. I identify as a Christian. Yeah, that's another thing. We'll go ahead and talk about that. And any race in here can agree with this. When you watch TV and you see a black man stab a white woman in the neck, they say a man with a mental problem killed a young girl, and that's how they tell it on the news. But if it was the other way around, and it was a white man who stabbed a little black girl in the neck, it would be a white man committed a hate crime on a young black girl. That's what it would say. So there's a definite difference. They lie about everything, and they've got a way of saying things. They don't call it what it is. You know, when I'm sitting here watching these crimes on TV, and you watch it, and you see exactly what color runs in and does it all, and they won't say it. They just say a group of people running there. But if it's a group of white people, A group of white people ran in and did this. We're not. We can't take this any longer. It's. I can't stand to be lied to. I can't stand to be told what it isn't. It is what it is. If it is a hate crime and a white guy did it, show it. If it's a black guy who did it, say it was a black man who did it. Say it. Call it what it is. But you know, what we don't notice is the whole time they do the black and white thing, our country's being taken over by something else. It's just made to make us hate each other. That's all it is. We don't really hate each other that much. We love each other. You know, we have more in common than. But the thing is that the media makes it where they make something that there isn't. Racism is, for the most part, was gone 10, 12 years ago. It wasn't really thought about anymore. But they built Obama. I thought Obama would be a good thing, and it wasn't. Obama made it worse. He made it worse. He turned everything into racism. Anybody agree? I mean, I really thought that, the black president would kind of fix it. Look, we've come so far that us, a majority of white people would vote a black man in, and it would change this race thing. And he took it backwards. Yeah, Trump. I will say Trump's done more for black people than Obama ever did. It's the truth. As far as being a president, I'm not talking about his life before then. I don't know him before then. I just know what I saw on TV. But what I've seen as the president, he's done more for him than that. And that's great. Look, I'm not against anything. I'm not racist. I'm telling you what the media is doing. This is the media, not me talking. This is the media talking. Why won't they say what things are? If a white man does something to a black person, I want to hear that the white man did it to the black person. And if the black person did it, I want to hear that a black person did it to the white person. I don't, or just take it all out. Just say a man did it to a woman. But don't be on one side saying one thing and on the other side just not saying it. That's where I'm getting at. The media lies. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about racism in general. I, I'm attracted to. I've been attracted to all women. Okay, so I don't care if they're green. If they're attractive, they're attractive. Okay, so don't get me wrong about what I'm saying. I'm talking about media. The media is playing a race game, and they keep racism going. I think it would have went a lot further by this time if it wasn't for the media. Anybody upset with that rapture? Anybody upset with that rapture? I'm not. I haven't seen anything said yet that was going anywhere. But guys, I'm telling you, look, it's a part. All these things are set up. We know they are set up. They're talking heads on the media, and we started moving towards like YouTubes and TikToks. Why? Because you get more of the truth there. Regardless if you're getting everything else, you get a lot of truth where you do not get it on the news. You just see what they want you. You can watch the news one time in the morning, one little show, And you don't have to watch it for the rest of the day because the rest of them just repeat it all day long to the next day. They have nothing else to say all day. So catch one show in the morning and you've caught them all. But I'll tell you, if there was a race war, I'll tell you how they'll start it. I've always been known this. They would use the police to start it through police brutality of some white cop who does something and they'll show it on TV just like George Floyd or whatever. They want to start a race war so that if we're mad at each other, they can do all they want to do. That's all it is. I have it's the media that does it. And I don't want to get off on that subject. I just sometimes I like to talk about other things that I notice. But we all notice it. And if you agree that we all notice these things, you can't help but notice it. We just don't say it because we've been taught to that everything that we do that as a white person is we don't say it because we don't want to be called racist. We don't want to be called racist. It can all be said from other races, but as a white person, you don't want to say it because you won't want to be called racist. But that time has come to an end. People aren't taking it anymore. You got people like Nick Fuentes, and they're not taking it. This younger group, they're saying what needs to be said. You know, I don't know what you think about Nick Fuentes, but as far as just talking truth, and he does talk a little bit of junk, just playful, but overall, he's telling it like it is, and people don't like it. They don't like him for it, but now he's getting all kinds of, you know, he's on every show now. But that was a kid. He was only 18 when they took his bank account and they shut him down they canceled him at 18 years old. A kid. That's just a kid getting his life started. And look at him now. He overcame it, right? And I believe Charlie Kirk was some kind of indicator of this season too. I believe that had something to do with. Well, obviously it was in the season, so I had to have had something to do with it. But I do believe Charlie Kirk's being shot the way it was, and you look, he was shot at the head of a menorah, is absolutely insane, right? Like it, it. Who would have expected that? That's just kind of like the convergence of things. How would we know? He's over there talking at the head of a menorah. If you look at it from a helicopter, it was a menorah. I don't know if I'm seeing what everybody's saying there. Is anybody talking? Is it just me? I've got this many people that want to just hear me. That's great. I love to answer questions if anybody's got any. Glad Ted Garcia has been raptured. I was not enjoying his thing. It's not what he's saying. It's that he isn't saying anything. He wants to argue. You know, turn it into something political. I'm not talking political. We're talking life. Politics is just one part of life. But looking at this season, looking at anybody. Okay, so I haven't even looked at what day the 21st and the 22nd land on. Is it a Friday, Saturday? Is it a Wednesday, Thursday? What is it? That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. So, what are you calling for short? Because I know you don't call him Charlie Kirk every time. CK? Brian said, I named my black cat Charlie Kirk. If I had a way, let me show you. Well, let me see if I can find it. I don't know what did I do. Look, I'm so bad that if I set my glasses down, I don't know where to find them. Anybody see where I put my glasses? Wow. So it's on a Sunday. Okay. Well, that's not on a Sabbath day, which is good because it's not supposed to happen on a Sabbath, right? So it puts the 22nd on a Monday, and the equinox changes somewhere between the 21st, 22nd. The I guess kind of like we were looking for the new moon, kind of like. I don't know. I'm not real sure how that works, but I've had somebody tell me that the true Hanukkah doesn't start until the 15th, and I think it's because they want so bad for it to land on the 23rd. So it could be the September 23rd, and it may be. Who knows? Just I'm not. I don't know everything. Well, that's good. That's good. Hey, what y'all want to do on that day? Y'all want to have a little bit of a live on that day and kind of maybe outside it a little bit and see what we see. I don't know. I kind of don't want to be like they did September 23rd and 24th because I didn't like watching their disappointed faces. Which I'm expecting excited faces, but yeah, I don't want you to be holding your phone in your hand when you're trying to be excited. Inside watching TV when you're trying to be excited for the Lord. So I guess we'll maybe do a video that day or something, maybe a short live or something, just to say hi and everybody see how excited everybody is. What do y'all think? But my wife asked me, she said, "You're doing a live?" I said, "I'm doing a live every night of Hanukkah, and it may continue on. We might do a live, maybe say every other night or a few nights a week. But during Hanukkah, we're going to do one every night. And after that, we'll set our days for the Rapture Assembly. What do you think? Give me some ideas, guys. You got any good? As I know some of you guys are busy on Friday nights and Sundays. You may be at church, or Saturdays are kind of. But we could set some days throughout the week, and we'll shorten it up. Maybe do the same thing, but just less days a week. I don't know when is the new moon. I'll look it up. Let me see. I want y'all to listen to this, okay? Now, Three Eye Atlas starts being closest to Earth on December the 19th. Guess when the new moon is? December the 19th. Same time as we're expecting all this to happen. It peaks at 1:43 December 20th. So easy to do this. So that is amazing. I can show you on the computer so we can take a look real quick. Turn this around. So new moon December 25th, Friday, 19th, 2025, peaking around 8:43 p.m. 1 to 1:43 p.m. December 20th in the optimistic expansive sign of Sagittarius, marking the final lunar cycle of the year. What y'all think about that, huh? Well, I like science better than I like math, really. But we've got the 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd. And the 19th would be in the night of the 19th, going into the 20th, and 21st, the last menorah gets lit. Right, the last of the menorah. I tell you what, I can sing, but I don't have any drums. I don't have a horn, unless you want me to blow the one on the vehicle. But I will definitely let these horns here go, and I will. We celebrate Yahweh every night. We just went over this last night out of the Bible, where it says one man considers one day holy, and the other man considers every day holy. And if he's convinced that that's what it is, that's what it is. How about that, huh? Anybody remember that from last night? Somebody speak up for me. Come on, guys. I need a little help here. Sometimes you got to take up for the brother. Yes, we're going to fly soon. I, and I just, when I say fly soon, I just can only imagine the way it's going to happen. Only imagine. I'm tired of this body. This body's not in great shape anymore. I went from a super strong man about a year and a half ago to about half the man I was. And I'm ready for my new incorruptible body. I want my new teeth. I want colored hair and a nice 25, 30-year old body, whatever it is that I'm getting, that's what I want. Is it too much to ask for? And what do y'all think that the kingdom's going to look like? Like, we're all going to have our own little personal. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm vaping. But are we all going to have our own little personal places, or are we not going to really care? Yeah, I'm ready for some new teeth. I don't have near as many as I used to have. Part of life, I guess. You know, y'all know me. I'm drinking coffee at what time is it at night? All right, so we've done went into it. Y'all don't let me go over 2.5 hours, guys. Don't let me do it because it's easy for me to do so. I am so blessed to have all of you in here, and I thank you so much. But let's talk about something real quick. This rapture. Let's talk about Jesus for a second. For those of you that are in here that don't know, but I know you do, Jesus is the only way to get there. He is the door. He is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. There will be no one will enter except by him. I don't care what is said out here. If they do not accept Jesus Christ, they will not be in heaven with us. That is a fact. He is the door, and no man enter except by him. And if you do not accept the Son, you do not accept the Father. And people get mad at me for saying that the Jews over there are the synagogue of Satan. Okay, they don't accept Jesus Christ. That automatically makes them not his son, his kids. Okay, then let's look at it. They're going to build a temple for the Antichrist. That is the synagogue of Satan. It's the only way you can look at it. Not all Jews are that way. There's Messianic Jews that believe in Jesus. But the ones that don't, they're just like the rest of the world, just like the rest of the sinners. They're sinners. They do not know the Father. They can say they do. They don't. Okay? Unless they accept the Son, they don't know the Father. Do we each get our own mansion, or is we just all live in one big mansion like what was that show that used to come on? The Real World? We're gonna be like the Real World and just all live together. For him, his father has many mansions, and I don't need my own mansion. I would love to just be with y'all all the time. We're not gonna be tired. We're not gonna have tears. Not gonna have hunger. We're not gonna be worried about the things. Nobody's worried about somebody wanting something of theirs or getting that. It's not like this world. So we'll love being around each other all the time and always congregated together. And whether it be many mansions or one big, huge one, we will enjoy it and love it, right? That's exactly, you know. But I love being able to talk to you without devices. We won't need devices. There's a couple things I do know. We will be able to be in more than one place at one time, meaning more than one dimension at one time. We'll also be able to talk without moving our mouths. We won't need devices. We will feel what the other one's feeling. We will be able to talk without moving our mouths. Yeah, mine too. I believe all of us, unless you've just been, one of those people on here who has it great. Um, we've all had our troubles, but it's made us who we are. But God got a plan for what we're about to do, and you had to be the person that you are. You know, think about it. If He was to send us here now, just as trying to figure out this world as somebody who doesn't know anything about it. We were born in it. We've seen everything that goes on. We've had things happen to personally to ourselves, seen things happen to others, and it's made us ready for this world so that when it comes at us, we got something for it. Okay? Gotcha. Got you, Lisa. I'll talk to you about it on uh, yeah, we're made perfect through our suffering. Now, you think about it like this. Look, if you were in heaven this whole time, never seen earth or dealt with any of this stuff here, and He just sent you here to do it, and how easily you could be taken advantage of, how easily, He gave you your street smarts to go along with what He's given you so that when the time comes, you're not going to be dumb to the things that people are doing. You're not going to fall for these things. In fact, they're not going to be able to corrupt you because there's nothing here you want. There's no corruption because they can't give you anything that the Father can't. You see, that Father gives you everything you need. And you won't want the things of this world. They do not, you can't be corrupted by, I'll give you $1 million, just leave me alone. I get, no, no, we got a mission. And we were to be made who we are through our suffering. Some of us suffered as little kids, and kept on suffering as adults. And it's just like right now, our families have shut us out. Everybody on here has told me their family has shut them out. I haven't seen one person on here that said they got God, and when they went to try to talk to their family about it, they wouldn't listen. Why? Because they see you as whatever you were doing. Oh, isn't that so? Remember, he's just old, whatever. He gets in trouble all the time. He's this or that. Don't listen to him because you were made perfect, and then you got the things happen to you, and then you got God, and then you go back to tell them they don't want to hear it from you. Why? Because they think they've got their lives together, and you don't. Why would you be telling them something? Right? Come on, somebody agree with me here. Come on, guys. You know that it went down like that. My parents hate tattoos. Hate them. I mean, like, they look at me like I'm a garbage for having tattoos. Well, our group, tattoos are normal, okay? But for their group, it's the worst thing I could have ever done. I have long hair and a beard, and you know, have had my troubles. My life isn't mirrored my dad's, who pretty much has anything, you know, whatever he wants. And so, why would he listen to me about God? He got he got mad at me last time. Like that guy last night. What was his name? Michael something or other. The one that called me out. Y'all remember that guy? You had me remove him, Ryan. You had me remove him almost instantly when you came in the room, and I had no problem with it because he was saying weird stuff. You know, he asked me, "Okay, who were the three thrown in the fiery furnace?" I said, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego." And he named these names off, and I was like, "Dude, ChatGPT lied to you. You better go back and talk to him again." You know, he was just off the wall. He was asking me a question. I said, "Okay, that's fair. You ask me a question, and then I'll ask you one." And he didn't answer any of my questions, now did he? And then he told me he was going to report me. Who do you report to for just failing the test? I don't know. Is there somebody to report me to? I don't know. I was like, I don't know who he's reporting me to, but he got raptured. I've noticed that if they come in here and it just says username, go on and just get rid of them, right? Is that a good indicator? Wow, you guys are tired tonight. Come on, guys. Uh, 7 hours got y'all, and I'm talking Tell you what, I'm cramping in my side a little bit. I don't know why, but I am. Yeah, they come on it late. The creeps come on at night. I don't call those mockers and scoffers. There's something to do with YouTube. They have many accounts, and I think they go into whatever it is and disagree with whatever the people are talking about. And that's just what their thing is. They would mock and scoff anything. They probably go in and talk about the rapture to or to and how much they believe it to the people to the mockers, so that they get kicked out of that room. Yeah, yeah, and that happened a lot to me on TikTok. I would right whole pages arguing with somebody. Somebody got on the guy said, "Hey man, you're arguing with bots." Well, the bots are a lot smarter on there. They know what to say, but they are bots. But yeah, I spent a lot of time arguing with bots on TikTok for a while before somebody got me. I thought they were real people. I was like, I can't believe you think like this. But on YouTube, you'll know if somebody leaves you a comment and you comment back to the answer and they never say anything, that's a bot. They're in there to put a cancer in your comments. What happens is some people watch a video, they try to decide whether they like it. So they go look at the comments of what people are saying, and they see this cancer in there, and they're like, oh yeah, that's what it's for. And usually they put it on there if you haven't looked in a while. So if I don't go back and I look at the comments for a second for a good while, it'll be something like that. Rich vitality. Well, there is Hebrew names, and people think that you to call the have to call only the Hebrew. But God told me He speaks the language of each person. When Jesus spoke to me, He spoke to me in my language. I would love to speak in tongues, but I never have, because when Jesus spoke to me, He spoke to me in English. Or if He didn't, I understood it in English. Let's put it that way. I love you too, Touch. And hey, welcome to join this Rapture Saints Assembly. That's what we call each other. It's we're it's actually our version of church, but we call it assembly. And the Rapture tells you on the front of the label that coming in here, you would come in here with some Rapture believers. So, and we're all pre-Rapture believers because, well, we're not just believers. That's just the way the Bible tells it. It's a pre thing. And if you can find the mid and show it to me and open that door for me, I'm open minded, but I just don't see it. Just like some people don't see the rapture at all. That door hasn't been opened for them. Oh my gosh. Guys, surprised we were still here, but I will pray until my last breath. That's lost. Touch, I'm already married. Sorry. I love my wife very much. She's the love of my life. And I know you're probably just in here to cause problems, but I'll allow you the next one. Everybody agree that this is the wrong. Give me some hearts if you believe that this is okay. Here we go. Thank you. They're out tonight, aren't they, guys? They're out tonight. They thought this was Chuck Woolery or something, Love Channel or something, and this is we love each other, but not like that, right? Oh, but you know what? When we get on the other side, the love that we feel here is going to be so much different than the love that we feel there. It's so much more better there. And it's a love that I'll love you as much as I love my wife, but just not that in that kind of a way. We'll love more than that. A pure love. God is love that we just we get little tastes of it here and there. And look how it feels. You know. So I'm gonna give it another 20 minutes. That'll reach 2 hours, right? Do you guys want me to go 2.5? Anybody say 2.5? Hearts 2.5. Hearts 2. Nobody's gonna answer on that one, huh? I know y'all love being here. I love y'all being in here too. I love just talking. You know, there's no real questions tonight because it looks like most of our group are you know now regulars. Now the saints are in here. No, you don't need to sell all you have. You just have to not love your possessions. That's exactly right. Look, I got nothing to leave anybody anyway. If they want this stuff, come get it. You know what I mean? It's going to be open. See, I don't think they're going to be worried about my stuff. They're going to be so busy when we're gone that um, stuff ain't going to matter, you know. But they can kick the door open and get whatever they want. I don't care. I don't care about this stuff. I don't care about this stuff now, other than I just got to have a little bit of it to live. Okay. Other than that, money means nothing to me. It's that you have to have some of it to live. Other than that, I mean, like what money gets me, but money doesn't mean anything. I don't want to acquire a bunch of it. It doesn't feel good to me to stack it up. Nothing like that. I don't know. It never has. This system has never worked for me. It never has felt right. It worked out. My dad loved this system. This system works for him. He you know, he's in it, but it has never worked for me, and I'm not happy with it. You know, uh, I know that electricity is free. It should be free. It is. They're doing it wrong, and they know it, and they've kept it. Electricity should be free. You shouldn't have to pay for power. You shouldn't have to pay for water. Water should be free. Uh, and let's keep going. Back in the old days, they traded for what they wanted. I have milk. You have eggs. He has sheep. He has. They sell clothing, and we all trade out. We all have everything that we need. That is the proper system. Not this. The money is the root of all evil. The trading system wasn't the root of all evil. The actual items weren't, but the love of what it is to get the items is the that's where it comes from. They made this thing so if you have lots of it, you don't have to have anything to trade. All you got to do is get lots of this stuff, and you make everybody work for you. You know, it's yeah, the bartering system. That's right. And that system worked and was right. It was the correct way. Was it perfect? It had to be more perfect than this, you know. But in heaven, you're not going to have to work for it. It's just going to be there. But I can see if you're not hungry, then what are you looking for hunger for? Rich vitality. Me neither. I tried to put back food, but with 5 teens, I never can keep the food. So if we want to live, we before trib, then the angels will have to feed us. Let's put it this way. I have 2 of those Patriot month deals, do you know what I'm talking about? They sell on TV but it was bought for me. I didn't buy it. I didn't have the money for it. But I don't think I'll need it. But it's supposed to like be able to be stored for 25 years, you know. But if you don't store stuff in the right spot, the mice will eat it. So it's just the way it is, guys. I don't believe I don't feel the need to store up anything. Now, the people that are storing and packing and they're getting ready for what's hard, well, they're the people that people are going to be robbing. People are going to go to where the stuff's at. If they can't get it in the store, then they start to go from house to house. And they see this farm over there, this guy's sustainable. They're going to peep them out and try to get it. If it goes down to that, So you store it too much, you're storing it for somebody else who's going to take it from you. Hey, Rosalind, glad to have you in here. Very glad to have you in here. This is our church, our Rapture Saints Assembly. This is our church, and if I had a way to give you guys a high five, the only way I had to do is do it this way. But this is my high five to you guys, all of you. Um, I don't know how to do animations on here to do it to y'all unless it shows me how. Every time I do something, I end up messing up my screen. Though, is this it? Effects. Oh, I don't know. I want to put an effect on anything. Anyway, I see y'all do animations every once in a while, and I guess I can't do it from this end. Send it to my peeps, cause y'all are my peeps, hey, my fellow church members, right here. This is the church. Well, we'll call it assembly members. The assembly of members right here. Um, I am so glad you guys come in here tonight. Oh, let me tell y'all my story. Anybody want to hear what happened to me today that hadn't heard it? All you gotta do is get a yeah or something, you know. Um, the short story is that a guy on the street asked me to move a trailer for him, and he would pay me. Oh, look at that, a little hearts. That's what I'm talking about. I wish I could send you guys that. Um, so anyway, the I got it. I was asked to pull a trailer, and I didn't really want to, but it was $50, and I really needed the money because it's not. It was just hard up, so I needed the money. Well, it was not far down the road, and he hooks it up to my truck. I pull it, a tire popped on it, and before I could get pulled over, I had lights behind me, so I got tickets for it. So to make $50, have a little food, I got tickets. So today I had to go to court for it, and I went in there, and I'm carrying my staff because I walk with it sometimes if my leg's not acting right. So I walked in there with my staff, and I sit down. I'm up front. There's only about maybe 9 people in the whole court. And the judge comes in. He says, "I love your staff." I was like, "Thank you." And he said, "And I like your beard too." This is the judge walking in the door. We had to rise for him, sit down, and before that, he just said that to me. Now I'm the first one called up, and I begged him for mercy. I'm like, "Lord, Judge, my economy is worse than uh, I don't know about everybody else's economy, but mine's is horrible." And I said, I did this for $50, and now look at the situation I'm in. You know, I said, just before I came here, I got a bad message from the land guy that I'm buying the land from, that basically it's money or get out, something like that, kind of smart message on my way to court. And I said, I don't even know my place to stay in 15 days. Well, he said, drop one of them. And he said, I tell you what, I'm just going to make this one 100. And I thanked him for it. And I said, can I pay it in payments? He said 50 at a time. I said, will you take less at a time? He said, we can talk to the lady out front about it, but I'm sure we can work it out with you. So I'm walking out there like, whoo, at least it was only 100, but that's still like a million to me right now, but it's better than being told 500, right? So I get out there and I get to the window, and while I'm at the window, some guy, heavy set guy, comes out of the court. I never saw his face because all I saw was his arm. He threw $200 on the counter and walked back in the court. Never saw his face. I didn't know who to thank. He paid my ticket and my land thing. So I went to court and walked out of there better off than I was than when I went into court. Now tell me Jesus doesn't work. And here it is on the third candle lighting. I was like, thank you, Lord. If I was looking for a sign today, you gave me one. So thank God, This is what I prefer to do in life, right here. Oh, thank you. Look at that. That was a high five. Thank you for the high five. So, guys, yeah, so God works great, and that was I wasn't expecting that, but I was praying the whole time I was in there, and my wife was praying in the truck, and look at how God works. I can't even put a face with who did it. I wouldn't have known who to go in there and thank. So all I could do is thank God, right? And it was unbelievable. Just one of those things that these days, here it is. I'm making my video for the day because I felt the need. I got to get this out before, and my video, a 10-minute video, took about 4 or 5 hours to load. Something was wrong with either my end or YouTube's end, but it just finally loaded this evening at about 4:30. But I really was trying to take care of everybody because I knew we had a live coming tonight, and I wanted to go get this over with. And wow, right? Is that a wow story? Yeah, he was my angel. I can't put a face with him. I just started crying right there in front of the woman. I was tearing up, I was wiping tears while she was clipping the little thing to my receipt and everything, and telling me to have a blessed day and a good Christmas. Who goes into court like that? I mean, God is good, guys. He's good. It's an awesome story. And I couldn't wait to tell you guys, because I knew you guys would be excited to hear something. I'm always looking for something to happen during the day, not usually to me, but something that I can tell on here. But that was something that happened to me. And I told you guys yesterday I had to go to court, and I wasn't excited about it, especially how I got it, because I didn't want to do it in the first place. But $50 was, would have been all I had, and I needed it. That's my 20 in gas and 30 in food. That's how I looked at it. But it turned out it ended up paying a bill later, you know. Uh, sent that guy that land note, and he sent him that amount of money, and he went nice on me. And he was sending me a rude message before that. So but he doesn't know what I do. He doesn't. He's actually contacted me on TikTok, knowing that I put videos like this out on TikTok about money. I mean, just never ceases to amaze me, man. But God never ceases to amaze me either. You know, that's an amazing story, and that was like the highlight of my night. I was like, I've got something to. I wish I would have had that to tell in my video. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I would have. That would have been a great one for the video. Because a lot of times you know, I have to find new ways to create to say the same thing in a different light. So you pretty much heard Noah from me at every aspect. You know, I can take Noah and we'll look at what the people thought that were outside, what the people thought that were inside, what Noah was thinking, what was actually happening, and we break down every part of the Noah story because Noah is what it's likened to the most, and then Lot. And people may get mad at me about saying the pre-rapture, the mid-rapture thing. All I say is show me. How about you guys? Let them show you. Show. I know there's a pre-rapture, but if there's one guy tries to say there's three raptures, well, the last rapture is a saint rapture. You got me? The last one they're talking about are the saints. And if I was left behind, I would be a saint because I would lay my head down and they chop this long hair right off with the beard and everything. Take the whole head off. Do it all with one whack because I'm going straight to the banquet anyway. And I don't believe that you actually are. I believe an angel takes your place when you get your head cut off. And the way I saw it in my vision is that I was about to have my head cut off, and all of a sudden I was looking at myself from the crowd. You guys get what I'm saying? The vision I saw back in '08, I was being held by a crowd, and I was about to be decapitated. And the next thing I know, I'm looking at myself from the crowd, meaning I was no longer in my body. And that's exactly the way I believe it is. So I I definitely will play some music. The thing is, they copyright me every time and won't let me play my lives. and we got people that like to watch them. I got no problem with it. Next live, we'll play music. We'll jam it out. Who cares if they let me keep it on or not? But this particular live right here, that's what. Got about 5 more minutes on it, unless you guys want to go to 2.5. Anybody okay with 2.5? Is everybody okay with 2? I'm going by hearts up here. Hearts and cones. Y'all let me know. 2.5 good? Are you okay with 2? Because we only have about 4 more minutes left. Okay. We'll roll like that. My main thing was to tell my story today, the court story, because I knew you guys would enjoy it. And we have some big days coming up, and we need to save our energy for our lives. You notice my voice ain't all that. 7 hours got me last night. You want to go the half? Okay, Lisa, we'll stick around till, well, about 33 more minutes, okay? 33 more minutes, good for you guys? That'll be 2.5. We'll do it like that because when I got done at 7, I was like, who will watch a 7 hour live? I guess somebody might, but I might get bored with it, because we don't just, we talk about everything in here. Our lives. We talk about our lives. We talk, listen, uh, and you can be yourself. If you let a shit fly, that's okay in here because we're Christians that know that we're not fake Christians. You got me? But we won't be disrespectful about it. And we won't go too far, right? You know what I'm saying? We know if somebody's constantly doing it, they're trying to make trouble in here. But we are normal Christians. We are the saints, the Rapture Saints, and we can deal with it all. We only got 6 people in here right now. Maybe some. See how fast that changes. I think it might be some people's internet too. You know, some people on their phones or on the internet. You know, it's not to say bad things. It's because we're normal people. Are you sitting here saying you're a Christian that doesn't say you don't have any bad? You're just all good. There's nothing that in your life that makes you mad and maybe say a word here or there, or uh, I beg to differ. I would say that's more your uh, put on Christians. That's the face you put on when you go to church. Church is everywhere all day long for us, so we don't put on. Does that make sense? We still believe you're a Christian. Do you believe I'm not a Christian because I hit on a vape? That's not Christian like, is it? To you, it's not. But to the Rapture Saints, we're real people. We have real problems. We have real life. And we love Jesus with all of our hearts. Some people can eat meat. I can eat the meat of a real person. You know what I mean? And what they say and what they do in their life doesn't affect me. I realize that they still love God. They still love Jesus. And they're still looking for him. But we have to deal with this crazy world. You think they get to do whatever they want? We're going to put up with it? It pisses us off. I get pissed off when I hear about what they do to kids. I get pissed off when I see what these people are doing to each other. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't and go, oh God. Yeah, I pray for them. Some of them I pray that they get what they deserve. That's the, and you do too. Don't pretend like you don't. We all got the same condition. Does everybody, all the saints agree? We all agree with each other. We know we're just real people. Some of us smoke cigarettes in here. Whatever you do, it doesn't bother us. We're not here to judge you. We're here to be like you. We're here to show you how much we're all the same. Love you anyway. Because we know you're not evil. You're not evil because of these things. You see the evil that's going on in the world. Yes, we are different. Listen, we're not your old school pretend to be Christians. It's no more time to play church. We're not playing church no more. We're warriors. We're warriors. We're not. The time of playing church is over. They're going to continue to play church while we're in the banquet. They'll still be playing church, their song, their hymns and stuff while we're in the banquet. That is the fact. So if you're looking for niceness, what I mean, we're nice. That's not what I'm getting at. But if you're looking for a certain type of perfection that you can only fake, then go to church or go to one of them channels that they fake it and won't say it. But we're going to say it in here. We're going to say what we don't like. We do not like, there's no such thing as a transgender. God, you ask me, does God love transgenders? There's no such thing as a transgender to God. So, no, he doesn't love them. There's no such thing as it. And there's no such thing as it to me either. It's a made up thing. And that's just one example. I'm just using that as one example. So, does God love transgender? He loves the man who's pretending to be a woman. Is that what you want me to say? Or he loves the woman that's pretending to be the man, but that transgender thing, that's all fake. It's all made up on paper. And it's new as like 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. We didn't deal with this before that. Before that, we called them drag queens. Uh, Drag queen is nothing but a man dressed up to look like a woman for a show. And that's what they want you to do. Instead of dressing up like a woman and just walking around like a woman, they want you to call them a woman and accept them to be a woman. It's not about them just being one, it's that they want you to accept it. They want you to believe these things. Why do they care what you believe? It's that because they don't, it's about that. It's about dressing up and making you say it. Am I, am I talking crazy? That's right. If you got a pipe, you want to. Hey, look, listen. If you're sitting here listening to me, don't not be yourself. Go get your cocktail and your cigarette, and you sit in front of your TV or your phone, and let's sit here and talk about God. Be yourself. Be yourself, because you can't fake it for him. You can't do that on one occasion and then not do that and talk about God on this occasion. Be yourself, because that's who you're going to have to answer for all that anyway. Be yourself. Me and God, we have a relationship. Stand there and talk to him all the time like this. Father, what is going on, man? What is going on? Why did you do this? I know you got a good reason for it, but come on now. Am I? Is it wrong because I have faith? I'm talking to my father. You you don't have the relationship I had to have with my father. You have your own relationship with your father. We have the same father, and he treats us all differently. He has the application for each one of us. I'm convinced he doesn't care, and because I'm truly convinced, he doesn't. But if you can't do the same thing because you're convinced that he doesn't like it, then truly he doesn't. So you and I have the same father under different rules. I can read it for you out of the Bible if you'd like. Did it last night for everybody else. Go to Romans chapter 14 and take a look. And guess what it says? Because I can do it, I'm the strong one. Do we need to read the chapter over again so we get it? Do we have to read it over again? The weak and the strong out of Romans? Let's go to Romans and take a look. We'll just do it real for fun real quick anyway. We got a few minutes. Let's go to Romans and read the weak and the strong. Somehow I keep ending up in Revelation. Oh, it's because I have to turn to it so much because everybody wants to argue with me about the 144,000. And I have to prove it to them every time. If you need to prove it to them that it's not all Jews, Revelation 7, chapter 4. But we're going to go to Romans 14, read about the weak and the strong. The weak and the strong. Let's see who the weak one is. Okay. And I'm going to show you this. Accept anyone who is weak in faith. Accept the people who are weak in faith. But don't argue about doubtful issues. One person believes he may eat anything. But the one who is weak, eats only vegetables, so he can't have this. Notice he's the weak one. One whom eats must not look down on the one who does not eat. So I don't look down on you because you can't do it. And the one who does not eat must not criticize the one who does. So you must not criticize me for this. Because he must not criticize the one who does. Because God has accepted him. God has accepted me, and he's accepted you for not being able to do so. Who are you to criticize another's household slave? Are we not slave? You're going to criticize another slave? Before his own Lord, he stands or falls. Before my own Lord, I stand or fall, just like you do. And he will stand, for the Lord is able to make him stand. One person considers one day to be holy. One day considers one day to be one above another, the Sabbath. Someone else considers every day to be the same. Each must be fully convinced in his own mind. So I must be convinced in my own mind that the Father this does not bother me. So you must be convinced in your mind that it does bother you. Each one must fully be convinced in his own mind. Who observes the day observes it for the honor of the Lord. Whoever eats, eats for the Lord, since he gives thanks to God. So I thank God for this. I wouldn't have it unless he doesn't mind it. These are free to me. Whoever, okay, let's keep going. Whoever eats, eats for the Lord, since he gives thanks to God. And whoever does not eat it is for the Lord, that he does not eat it, yet he thanks God. For none of us lives to himself, and no one dies to himself. If we live for the Lord, and if we die for the Lord. Therefore, whoever we live or die, we belong to the Lord. Christ died and came to life for this, that he might rule over both the dead and the living. But you, why do you criticize your brother? Or you, why do you look down on your brother? For we will stand before the tribunal of God, for it is written, as I live, says the Lord, every knee will bow for to me, and every tongue will praise God. So then each of us will give an account for himself to God. So you don't look down on me for what I do. I don't look down on you for what you do. Each one of us is going to have to give an account for what we do for God. But let's go back to who was weak. The one that could not do it was the weak one. The one that could do it was the strong one. Does that make sense? Remove the meat. Put whatever in the meat's place. I have a lot of people come up against me with the scripture says about the 144. The one that I showed you, that is so stupid. That is so stupid. Women and men are both have souls, and both are, we're just different in gender and and feminine and masculine. We're all going to be before the Lord. When it says sons of God, you got to remember when this Bible was written and the scriptures that were written, they're still don't treat women right over there. Okay, all of our scriptures came from over there. Women and men. When it says sons of God, it means sons and daughters of God. It's just the way the Bible's written. Okay, that's why my wife personally doesn't like Paul. She said he's a sexist pig. She don't like him. And I can see it because Paul was the way he wrote. Okay, he said a lot of good things, but you can tell that the way he talks about women. We know that women and men are the same in all of it. Eve fell and Adam fell. They both fell. They were both tricked. Okay, it wasn't. It was a together thing. They both got kicked out of the garden. They both were cursed. So when the curse is taken off, it's taken off of men and women. And yes, there will be women in the 144. My wife is one of them. We were both given in, names in this whole thing. My spiritual name is Joshua. It is Joshua. Jesus calls me by Joshua. He calls her by Zerubbabel. You know that's part of the 144, women and men. Now Zerubbabel was a man, a governor of Shealtiel, right? But it's his spirit that is on her. It is the spirit of Joshua. The spirit of Elijah can be on a woman. It's too dull for the human mind. Thinking like that is dull. It's dull. Women are just as important as men in this whole end game. Look at Esther. Look at all that happened through Esther. I know that's got to be some of you guys' favorite story, right? Some of you ladies. The story of Esther. It's a beautiful story. Where are we at, guys? We're still here. Everybody mulling over and thinking. Yes, you're. If you're a woman, you're one of the. You definitely can be in one of the 144. It's not men. It's not men. It's not men. It's not. It's not a woman man thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. It is not woman man. It is women and men. I knew it because you know what? It's a beautiful story, and a lot of good things happen through women. Look at Mary. Mary brought carried the Son of God in her womb and protected him in her womb. And if you don't think Jesus loves his mama, you don't know Jesus. Jesus loves his mother. He loves his father, but he loves his mother as well. Now, that's why I always tell people like, oh, they always pray to Mary. I don't say that's right or anything. I know it's cat whatever Catholic deal. But the whole deal is I don't count out that Jesus loves his mama, and don't be disrespecting her because he is the king and he can. You know what I'm saying? You don't mess with the king's mother. But here we are, guys. We got about 3 minutes left. Guys, I have enjoyed it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming. And, hopefully a lot of people watch this. And just, we didn't talk about a whole lot tonight different, but I wanted y'all to tell that beautiful story I had today. You know, thank you for the gifts, guys. It helps out a whole, if you're still here, thank you so much. God knows I needed it. And, it's been a blessed day. It definitely has been a blessed day for me. Yeah, look, things are going on daily, 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 and I'll be looking for that announcement. I watch the news. If I start out watching the news in the mornings, I might try again midday, see if anything's happened, and then I skip through YouTube looking for who's saying what, just like you guys do. And if you see anything special, something that grabs, make sure that you tag me in the comments because I watch my comments, at least in my newest videos, whatever, and send me a copy, a link or something. Uh, you know, gematria stuff doesn't really interest me all that much unless it's just, you know, too much. I'm not into that add, let's subtract and multiply, multiply, multiply till we get what we want. If it's something straight out, like it just like like Israel, 77 years, 7 months, 7 days. That's pretty interesting. It's a fact. But you didn't have to go, well, if you take Israel and you multiply 45 into it and this, then you come up with 77 years. So I don't like all that, right? There's been a lot of gematria in the past and it all adds up and it all fails. But what doesn't fail is the signs, the convergence of things that we see coming. We have every reason to believe that Jesus is going to be here. Okay, that's a convergence of signs. He said, look for the signs. He like you know, forget about the day or the hour and look for the signs. And the signs are here, guys. At least a lot of good ones. And I like I say, I was told 10 years ago by the prophet, the last days of Malachi have been fulfilled through me and the people in my path that get to hear it. That Elijah came to me. Jesus sent him to me 10 years ago in the fall to tell me we had 10 years left. Now, I took that as the fall of this year. And that final equinox moment that I just said was because of what I know about Jesus. And it all falls in all of the stuff that's coming together. So we're looking for the convergence of signs in the sky, signs on the earth, signs in, that just all come together at once. And this is a convergence that makes us very excited. And we're gonna look tomorrow. The fourth candle gets lit. I hope one of you guys got some amazing story, but I hope I do too. I'm gonna go hit YouTube and send me anything because I love to have a good start out topic, and we'll lead into the rapture and all the different ways. But we don't like to just repeat everything. We want to have new things as well, right? But it is so that we come together so that we all have a somebody each day we get attacked. So it's good to come together at night with people that believe together so that we can see that not everybody attacks us. We've got people that believe just like us too. I love you guys, and I love for you to be a part of it. It'll be 6:30 p.m. tomorrow night. Unless any of you want me to do it a little earlier, you speak up. Earlier, later, speak up. Is 6:30 a good time? All right. Lisa, I love you. Rosalind, I love you. Ryan, I love you, bud. David, Mike, William, Kim, I love you. These Rich guys. Look, I had to keep going down the line. Servants, if you're still in here, thank you for that beautiful gift you gave me, and thank you for the little animations. I love them. And I, I even though I don't say anything, I am thankful, and I want to show my thanks on here. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I love you guys. This is our ministry, and we're going to grow. Eventually, we'll put a nice background so that we have some, make it a little nicer in here, right? Make it feel more like a whatever. But if you guys just like this is where we'll leave it. Thank you. And you know what? I love her with all my heart. That's my gal. She's been together 30 years and, no, don't, May the 18th. May the 18th. Look, everything happened for me in May. So, I got married May the 18th. And then 2 years later, we had our son on May the 27th. No, May the 26th. Ugh. So, and then 2 years after that, our millennial 2000 baby was born May the 17th. So in May, my mother-in-law's birthday is on the 6th, Mother's Day is on the 12th or whatever. Then you have my daughter's birthday, my anniversary the next day, and my son's birthday the next week. That's how my life went. Everything happened in May. All right. Everybody say goodbye to everybody. Hearts and love and peace. And see you tomorrow night. Excited. And hopefully I'll have a good, God will give me a good video to put out tomorrow so that we can get a little excitement going, right? You always make sure and share my video with somebody, pass it on. Like, subscribe, tell them to subscribe because as we grow and get bigger, this message grows and gets bigger. That's the way it is. We hope that we won't need it more than this week, right? Somebody said, well, when you get big, I hope not to get too big. I hope we're out of here. But for any reason, we will continue our Rapture Saints Assembly, and that's what we call ourselves. I haven't heard another church called that. Have y'all? That means we own it. We own that name. That is our name. And if you're in here, you're a Rapture Saint, and we just assemble together. All right, love you guys. Have a good night.